going to have a speech today about the symbols of America. My interest in this come from just recently past the 4th of July and the celebration of our nation, and also in the recent two movies of National Treasure and National Treasure 2, that they both make interesting facts to some of the symbols that are in America. I ain't going to be able to get through all the symbols, but I'm going to talk mainly about three of them. The first one that we're going to talk about is going to be the Statue of Liberty. And in the movie National Treasure 2, they make the mention that there are 3 statues of liberty, which are correct. Actually, there's many more than that if you want to count the little idols or little ones that they sell. But there are 3 big ones. The largest one is the one that is in New York, and 2 smaller ones. There is one in Luxembourg Gardens, and there's also one in Paris. The one in New York is located on Liberty Island. The island was formerly named Bellow Island, which was the home to a fort back in the War of 1812. It was a 5-sided fort with walls that look like a star-shaped pattern. That's the reason that it's got a star-shaped base on the Statue of Liberty. The statue has changed hands of who takes care of it. It was first being taken care of by the Lighthouse Board, then it moved to the War Department, and finally is listed under the National Park Service. The statue is located closer to I think it's New Hampshire. No, New Hampshire. Well, it's located closer to the next state, but it's actually part of New York. It arrived from France, who gave it to us in the United States. It came in 350 pieces and was shipped here. The French sculptor was Frederick Barthold, was the man who came up with the design, and Alexander Eiffel also had a helping hand in it. The Eiffel man is the one who also designed the Eiffel Tower. Barthold needed help with the design aspect of how to hold up such a big structure consisted of. The next one we're going to move on to is Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is located near Keystone, South Dakota. It was carved there to help bring tourists to the South, or to the Dakotas in that area. It represents the first 150 years of history. It has 4 presidents' heads that are each 60 foot. They consist of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. The memorial covers a total area of 12,078 acres. The mountains were originally known as, to the Loki Sioux, the Indian tribe, as 6 Grandfathers Mountains, was renamed after a New York lawyer named Charles Rushmore. Also, in 1937, there was a bill introduced to add a 5th figure to it, and they was wanting to add Susan B. Anthony, the civil rights leader, but there was a rider on the bill that said that they could only use the federal funds to finish what they had started with. Originally, the figures were meant to be carved from head all the way down to their waist, but because of the funding of the project and everything, they didn't do that. The project cost close to $1 million to do, and in National Treasure 2, this is where they find the cave of artifacts. I don't really know that there's the cave, but there is a chamber carved into the back behind these that have a 70-foot vault, and in the vault there are 16 porcelain panels, and they include like the biography of the 4 presidents, the guy who sculpted these, the Declaration of Independence is carved in on, and other various things. Bell. It is located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Liberty Bell was also known as the Independence or the Old Yankee Bell. The bell was ordered in 1745 from the Pennsylvania State House. It was temporarily hung from scaffolding where it occurred its first crack before it ever actually got hung in the State House. It got to major crack for ringing for several hours in celebration of Washington's birthday, was where it got the main crack and rendered it inusable. The bell was also involved in a train wreck when it toured with the World Fair. And also another thing is the bell was also snuck out during the Revolutionary War when it was hung, because they was afraid when the British beat Washington that they would melt the bell along with 11 others down and make cannons out of it. And also on April the 1st, 1996, Taco Bell announced that they had bought the bell to help reduce national deficit and was going to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell, which was a big hoax for it. And then also there is an inscription wrote on the bell. The inscribing the bell is "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof, by order of Assembly of the Province of Pennsylvania, the State House in Philadelphia, Past and Stowe in Philadelphia." The Past and Stowe are the two guys who tried to fix the bell and fix the crack in it. The Proclaim Liberty, it is actually, the source of that came from an inscription of Bible in Leviticus 25:10, which reads, "All ye shall hallow the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants there. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family." And the main point is, there are many symbols of the United States that are represented across our nation, and you can find these anywhere, and each one of them has their own unique story with them. Thank you.